You've had Young Thug shout you out?
Yeah, I met him still. I met him at, I think, a Drake concert. Yeah.
Okay. Any work with him?
We were just in the studio. It's vibes, man.
Oh, so you were in the studio with Young Thug?
Yeah.
Aha. So you guys recorded anything?
Work. Come on, guys. Working on shit.
Okay. Is it that you can't talk about it, or there was just nothing finished? All right. I'll leave it at that. Well, being in the studio with Young Thug, what is it about his process that you noticed that was a little bit different? Because it seems like Young Thug doesn't record like anybody else.
No. I thought that he likes, doing the melodies first, kind of thing. Then picks up on the words after, or as he goes along. Yeah.
Oh, so he sort of kind of like hums it out sort of first?
He does what he does, fam. He does what he does in there. Straight.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Straight still.
So how does that differ from your process in terms of how you do it?
I take like a few takes, kind of find the different kind of melodies first. I don't find one straight melody and then, you know what I mean? I kind of find different ones and then try and put some together and then see how it sounds together.
All right. So do you write your stuff down, or do you just kind of freestyle in the booth?
I kind of like freestyle it from my head. But if I do need to like try and catch one or two words, I'll probably like write it down and try and, say it from there. Like.
Okay. Now, Ed Sheeran gave you a cosign.
Yeah. We got Ed Sheeran, man.
Okay. Did you guys actually know each other, or did that just come out of nowhere?
That come out of nowhere, blood. That come out of nowhere, fam.
Okay.
I've never met him in my life, fam.
I mean, and Ed Sheeran is one of the biggest international music stars in the world right now.
Yeah.
How did it feel to get a shout out like that?
Mad that it shows that my music's going somewhere. You know what I mean? For him to recognize it, that's mad. And I don't know from nowhere, blood. You get me? So.
Right. And, because Ed Sheeran actually came up through the grime scene.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
I mean, do you consider what you do grime at all, or no?
Nah, man. Nah. Maybe if I come with a skippy flow.
Okay.
Probably,
Like, what's really the difference between what you guys do and what you consider grime to be?
Grime, what's the difference, man? Grime's not more, like, they come, like, with bars more. Yeah. Whereas I come with, like, melodies. And, you know what I mean? It's not really focused on the bars. It's more the melodies and how it goes with the beat, But grime, they focus on bars as well.
Okay. I mean, do you ever try that though? Do you ever say, "Yo, I'm just going to really just focus on bars and focus on the rap part of things," or is it you feel like you're so in your pocket with the melodies that you don't really focus on anymore?
Yeah, man. I think I'm cool with the melodies, man.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that gives you a wider sort of acceptance. I mean, more people can connect to it. Yeah, man. What you're doing is dope. So.
Nah, respect, man.
Go with what works. So there's a picture of you and Cardi B from a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So is that in a studio or is that something else?
Nah, that was backstage at her concert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any plans on working with her?
Maybe.
I mean, have you heard her stuff?
Yeah. She come hard. She's
Yo,
hard with it
Cardi
still.
B is slept on. Like, real talk.
She's agrees with it. Like, I feel that
Yeah.
still. That's a bad one still.
Yeah, no, like, Cardi B is one of these female rappers where, like, she gonna come with a song, I think, at some point, and people are gonna be like, oh, shit, who's
Yeah.
that? And it's like, oh, that's Cardi B.
Yeah.
You know, because I think she got signed to Atlantic.
Yeah, I heard. I heard about that.
A lot of your music ended up leaking.
Yeah. I do not know where that's coming from, you get me? But it's good, man. I'm working anyway.
Like how much of your music leaked out?
I think about 6 tracks or something. Yeah, around 6 tracks or something, yeah.
All right. I mean, initially, were you pissed off when it happened?
Of course, man. Of course I was pissed, but it is what it is, man. People gonna hate, blood. They're gonna hate, fam. You know, but it's calm.
I mean, where do you think it came from? You think it came from an engineer, from a girl, or
I don't know, man.
ex-friend?
I don't know, fam.
Yeah? Well, so ultimately, I mean, the music is out. How was it received once it came out? I mean, was it fully mastered and mixed and mastered when it came out? Or
No, it
was
was
still
rough. Proper rough, like. It weren't even finished. Some of them weren't even finished.
Yeah, I mean, I can see how an artist, how frustrating that is.
But it's calm, man. I got plenty more, man. Plenty more, trust me.
I feel you. Like, do you have a, you know, like I know certain artists, like for example, Future said that he goes to the studio every night and he records like 5 or 6 songs every night. Like, when you look at your work ethic, like how often do you go to the studio and how many songs do you usually create?
Every week I'm in the studio. If I ain't got a show, I'm in the studio. You know what I mean? And I make, in a day, I can make up to like 4 tracks, 3 tracks. You know?
Completed. Hook, verses,
Yeah.
intro, everything. Yeah. You know, I feel like the industry is changing these days where you have to come out with a lot of product because people, you know, so much comes out that if you wait too long, people start forgetting about you.
Yeah. Nowadays, music's a priority, you know? It's everywhere, fam. So, you gotta feed the people.
Yeah. So what's your label situation like? Are you signed or still independent?
I'm independent, man.
Okay.
Independent.
I mean, with this much success, why are you independent as opposed to not going with the label?
I just want time to tell, you know? When the time's right, the time will be right. But, yeah, I'm just getting along as it is, man. If the time's right, the time's right.
Have you talked to labels?
Yeah, a couple labels hollered still.
Any offers?
A few.
But none good enough for you to sign?
I don't know, man.
I mean, do you feel like these days that you really need a label? Or do you feel that independent these days makes the most sense for an artist like you?
I think it depends on what your situation is. If you're killing it without no label when you're coming up, then why not? You don't really need one, but if you need that extra push kind of thing, maybe, depending on the right label, you know what I mean, and the right team, then I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the role of the label has changed these days. Where, I mean, at least in the U.S., I don't know how it works in the U.K., but in the U.S., the one things that the labels have on lock is the radio play.
Okay.
Right? Like when you sign to Universal, when you sign to Atlantic, when you sign to Sony, they got people in that company that have relationships with all the program directors around the country. And they could press the button and like your song will get played thousands of times across the US. That's one thing that You know, because they also have reps in all the different cities that can go meet with the program directors. It's not like a, you know, necessarily a payola type thing. It's just the established relationships and the infrastructure in place. So like, you know, like you're familiar with Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
You know, when he says, you know, if one more label try to stop me, I'm gonna have, you know, some dreads in the lobby. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about how the labels, like his songs don't really get a lot of airplay.
Yeah.
Even though he won, you know, a bunch of Grammys and everything else like that, you don't really hear his stuff on the radio like that. Do you think that a similar thing kind of happens in the UK?
As in a artist not getting radio play, but
Unless they're on the label.
no, there's a lot of independent artists that are getting a lot of radio play. Yeah, for instance, myself. Not to be big-headed or anything, but
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
yeah, you know.
Okay, so your stuff gets played a lot on the UK radio stations.
Yeah.
Do you think that for someone like yourself, that's more important than the internet play?
Nah, because the internet's worldwide. UK radio is only in the UK. You know what I mean? So if you're, I'll rather the internet, man, because it's expanding everywhere, man. You know.